United States of America. Basically, we're going to talk about the levels of financial deficiency, basically, the stats on broke people in America. So, one of the things about me and my contrast, as far as me actually being upfront about my financial deficiencies and my struggles and my triumphs and failures with dealing with my own financial deficiencies is that when I'm doing that, I'm also pointing out the fact that people are not dealing with their financial deficiencies. They're not telling you, okay, I'm this expert, but I'm really late on my mortgage. I'm really going through foreclosure. I'm really living in my grandma's basement, but I got 100,000 subscribers, and I'm the expert at whatever, talk about relationships or whatever little, talking points or whatever is, what I'm saying, the word of the streets of that week or the day, but they're broke. They're not telling you that. I I refuse to live a lie. I refuse to cap, like as the young people say on the internet, because the number one reason I don't choose to do that is because here's the deal. As I've stated many other videos of mine, and I'm gonna break it down even more into detail today, most people are financially deficient in this country. So much so that it's almost set up before you even born, depending on, like I talked about the spoons of birth. Most people are born in debt, meaning their parents were in debt, like, and then they carry on that same habits and behavior, even to the point where some people have to take care of their parents' debt obligations. So it's like basically, that being said, it's almost set up for you to actually be in debt. Actually, it starts right between. I think right after you get out of high school. Right after you get out of high school, what do you want? You want a car. Some people had a car already in high school, so you already coming out the door before you go to college. You might have an auto loan, right? Or if you're first year, second year of college, you got a credit card, and then you got an auto loan. You got a nice car, you whipping around campus, you're a big man on campus, but you got this debt obligation on four wheels every month, including the insurance and everything else that goes with that. We and not to mention also, you got student loans that are almost pretty much just given to you. Student loans are something that is almost like, the question that remains is that why is student loans so easy to get, but you'd be hard pressed to get a business loan, right, or a personal line of credit. You'd be hard pressed to get those things, but you can get a business loan like it's nobody's business. It'll be easy for you to get a student loan, but you'll be hard pressed to get a business loan. I've never received a business loan. I've never received a personal loan, or even a mortgage. I've gotten plenty auto loans, and it was very easy for me to get student loans, right? But you can be hard pressed to get a business loan or a personal line of credit, okay? But they'll just hand it out. You just got to ask yourself, why is people handing out student loans that easy? Okay, it's something that I would second anyone to look into that, because that's something that my you know just basically breakdown of why things are the way they are. It just baffles me, you know, why it's so easy to get student loans versus business. You know, now I mean, without just glancing over it, the obvious thing is obviously that you know you don't you don't to break the cycle. You know, what if you got that business loan and you became a multimillionaire or even a billionaire? You know, then this country is based off of competition. So I mean, basically, they'll be setting you up for success. More people set up for success. More people, less people to feed this system. Because basically, a lot of this system is based off of debt. That's one of the things. If you know, if everything that I'm saying to you, if you if you can get this from what I'm saying to you now, is one of the reasons why you do the things you do is based off of your debt obligations. That's basically the whole synopsis of what I've been saying ad nauseum for years. Most of what you do, your decisions, your ways you live your life is basically based off of your debt obligations. For example, the reason that you go to that job, the reason why you deal with all of the stuff that you have to deal with from said job is based off of the fact that you need that job, whether it be for you got child support payments, whether it be got student loan payments, you got credit card payments, you got a nice little Hellcat that you bought a couple months ago. That's the reason why you have to do those, job things at your job that you don't like. It's because you got debt obligations. And if we looked at the things that basically based off of what we actually need versus what we want, then a lot of people wouldn't be in a position like that. But it goes deeper. A lot of times, I've looked at it for years. A lot of how I look at things is it's a rigged game. It's basically rigged. Like I said, most people they actually they tell their children the right things, but they leave out some things. They say, okay, go to school, go to college, go get your degree. But they don't tell you that that degree is going to cost you a lot of, sleepless nights, pain, a lot of, interest payments come from a student loan. See, a lot of what I'll just center around, just basically black people. A lot of what we need to really tell our children is to be debt averse, to be loan, actually even be loan averse. What I mean by that, don't take out these loans. These loans are the devil. We need to literally. I think we need to really just ingrain our children to basically stay away from these debt obligations. If you can, go to a community college for the first couple years, or try to get as much scholarship money as you can. Go to a school that's affordable. Because see, the thing is that you look at it like this. I'm a chess guy. I play chess. So a lot of it is strategy, positioning, and logic. Okay, this is the logic of how it is to be black in America. A lot of things are already set up against you. Okay, last to get hired in many regards, last to get loans, last to get funding, last, right? So to be so quick to get loans, to get high interest loans, it's a fool's gambit. It's literally like, okay, well, I know life is hard, but Let me just go out and make it more harder and just go and get these loans that they're giving out. And it's like, it's just, if anything, you should try to avoid that like the plague, because basically, I mean, it's already stacked up against you. I mean, I'm not gonna say all of the conspiracy theories and all that. Everybody know what's going on, and it's like, to just be so happy to be so loan happy. That's really why not only just black people, just people in general are in debt. I mean, basically, this is the whole synopsis is a lot of things could be avoided. What's going on, man? Hey, some of them outlets still ain't working. we we gotta work on that, bro. Hey, but hey, it's cool, man. Hey, but the thing is that we definitely can make some changes that I'm gonna definitely be talking about today, as far as what moves you could take, because these statistics that I'm gonna be laying out for you is basically what I've been saying. I mean, most people are in debt. Uh, you know, most people are in debt. And like I say, it's stacked. It's stacked against you. It's already, like, I mean, unless your parents told you and showed you the game that you shouldn't get no loans, you really should just pay cash for everything. Like, my father was like that, but my mother was real loan happy. She would get loans for refinance this, get the driveway done, get a loan for that, get the kitchen done, get a loan for that. If they was offering a loan, she was applying for it. Okay. And she paid a lot of money for that, but my father, being from, another country, and really having a religion based off of the fact that interest is just, looked frowned upon. He didn't even really use any credit. He almost never used credit. The only time he did was my mother was trying to get him to use his credit, because he had like 700 plus credit score, because he didn't use his credit. So I mean, it's like the duality of both of those. I would say that in my later years, I'm leaning more towards how my father was, but I I would never say that I wouldn't use a loan. I know more now than I did, but I would not say that if I just stayed away from it, it's the best way. A lot of businesses, they don't do well with you know a lot of debt. A lot of the startups, they have a lot of debt. It could take them under. So debt is definitely, I would say, debt is the devil. Okay. I could not tell you it's not. You know what I'm saying? But we not telling our children that. And that's something that definitely would be the first starting point to kind of changing this cycle, because you know I I couldn't tell you it's not a rigged system. I couldn't tell you it's not. If you lay it out to me, I wouldn't probably give you that much pushback on it. But even knowing that people still doing things on a daily basis to reinforce that, to make it even more rigged. It's like you being stuck in quicksand, and then you go get some cement and then lay it on top of your legs to be stuck even more. That's what a lot of times people are doing. And it's this ain't gonna be no fun talk. You know what I'm saying? This is hard reckoning. Because um, it's just even outside of black people. This ain't black people related. This is all of the statistics that I'm laying out. These statistics are based off of just kind of my opinion. They're not 100% factual, I'll say. But these are pretty, I would say, spot on as far as how I look at as far as the people, as far as earnings, and also people are in debt. I mean, 8 out of 10 people are in debt. So eight out of every household is 10 households. 8 of them are in debt. Okay, and I just broke everything down into income. I'm gonna start showing you the chart. I compiled this chart, and we gonna get pretty much going. So yep. So yeah, what's up? Oh yeah, that's my cash app for sure, for sure. So I'm gonna show this chart here. This is something that I compiled, and I'm gonna break down the the basically people that are in debt in America, what the statistics are. Okay, so let's see here. So first. This is the first chart here. So the first one is people are in debt that make about $25,000 a year. I would say that according to this statistic, I would say it's about 22% of Americans make about 25K plus, 0 to 25K plus. And as far as yearly earnings, their salary, and I would say out of the people in debt is about 22%. Okay, 22% of individuals, because a lot of people actually do make more than $25,000 a year, believe it or not. You know, yeah, I mean, that's one thing I noticed, man. I noticed that about you, man. I definitely noticed that about you. And that's a good thing. Man, I hate it. I hate car payments because I feel like a car payment is like having a child support payment on four wheels. Like it's a monthly obligations, and I really just don't like it. Like I probably pay for a house, but a car with having a monthly obligation and you breaking that car down every single day, I can't stand it. I mean, I hate it with a passion, you know. So yeah, I mean, this is like basically, like I say, in my opinion, about 22% of people in the U.S. Okay, is in debt and they make at least 25K plus. The second is 50K, from 25K plus to 50K in earnings. I would say this is this is like middle class. This is more of the debtors that are in the United States. People that have debt. This is a pretty sizable chunk of people in debt. Because see, the thing is that when you in middle class, right? You trying to get the house with the picket fence, the 2 cars, 2 car garage. A lot of people are to really stay in the middle class or keep up appearances. They actually have a mortgage. They actually have a couple car payments, credit card debt. They have all of these. They're the most people in debt because I mean they want to actually just put a lot of their money up to live that middle class lifestyle, and it's really hard, and it's hard to get out of it because a lot of people in this category, they have the full Monty. They have student loans, credit card debt, uh, um, mortgage debt. They have a triple whammy that they trying to deal with. Like that's extremely difficult to get out of. They will have to work. That's why. See, here's a deal. I'm gonna have to drop a bomb on this. This is a bomb drop moment. This is what I'm about to say here. A lot of people. That's the reason. Like when I hear people like for example, my uncle just he's not included. My uncle is not in debt. Okay, he ain't broke. He reminded me that I think a month or two ago. But a lot of people, like my uncle, just retired from working for. He was working for the state of Illinois. Like unlike him, because he's not even included in this category. I'm just stating that as a fact because he's a person I know. I mean, there's people in my job, of course, they retired too, but I don't know their financial standing. Okay. But the thing is, a lot of people work jobs 20, 30, 40, 50 years is because they are in this category. They got a mortgage, they have student loans, they have credit card debts. And here's the even tiring. This is the head nod with your left hand over your face. Not only even having all of that, their children go to college. By the time they 18 years old, 17, 18, and then they get more student loans in their children's name. Basically, I mean, in their name, but for their children. So it's like they probably just paid off their student loans, let's just say 10, 15 years ago. It's time for their children to go to college. God bless them. God bless these people. I mean, they took on the consequences from their children. So they carrying the debt of their children to go to college, right? And then now they resetting the whole cycle of paying the student loan debts back. I mean, their children are, ain't they don't have that debt obligation in their name. They're taking it's like getting shot, right? You in a war, you get shot. You recover from your war, your gunshots, only to get back out in the streets and get shot up again. I mean, that's literally why a lot of people are actually working jobs 20, 30, 40 years. Not because they like doing it, it's because they got the middle class does that a lot of times because they got all of these debts. They got, like I say, the student loan debt, the auto loans. And then you got people that get, I know the average person, they get a car loan for 4 years, 5 years, get the newest car that just come out after they 4 or 5 year mark. Sometimes they don't even wait to trade their car in. They just go and get another car because they like the next fresh car, right? That comes out. And I mean, they got every time you look up, they got a brand new car. They got a brand new car. Every 4 or 5 years, they got a brand new car. They got, I mean, it's just this cycle is why they working 20, 30 years and got to retire. And a lot of people are going into this just feeding off of this lie, feeding off of this hamster wheel. And that's why that is so many people in debt. Because just people just stuck in some type of matrix where they believe this shit is okay. Then this shit is cool. I don't know who told you this shit is cool. This shit is not cool. I mean, I just can't say it enough. And in this cycle, this like 50K earnings are really like they can actually increase their earnings and do all kind of stuff. But a lot of people, like I say, I'm in this category, but I ain't got no mortgage. Only thing I got is student loans. And the thing is man, a lot of people stay stuck in this cycle because they just keep re-upping, keep getting brand new cars, keep getting credit card debt and all this other stuff. It might have even a lot of people have good credit. Good credit. You know what good credit means? That's why people that follow Dave Ramsey and I even say savings minus debt, you know him. Like people like that that are really like debt averse, or just people that are debt averse, all credit card, they'll agree with what I'm about to say. All credit card is basically you saying you showing that you could pay rich people back. That's all it means. But I pay rich people back this good. That's all it is.
This is the worst.
So yeah, moving along, we're gonna go into the 125K earners that are in debt. All of this, shout out to KS, man, Kevin Samuels, high value man, you know, the guy, the guy that high valued his way into becoming rich on YouTube, you know, fake it till you make it. Uh, I mean, basically, you got people that are high value men and are still in debt. Even him, he said basically he didn't say you got to make $100,000+ a year consecutively and have no debt. He never said that. You notice that? He never said debt. He never mentioned debt. So all you got to do is make $100,000+ a year. It's a lot of people that make $100,000+ a year, but they're still in debt, buddy. So you got about I'll say about 22% of individuals that make over $125,000 a year and they still in debt. High value men and women that are in debt. This pretty much kind of goes into it's not about what you make. Okay. It's not about what you make all the time. It's about what you can keep. If you can make $125,000 a year plus or whatever, I mean, my kudos to you. But if you spending $125,000 a year plus, and you got this debt, that debt, you got everything that the middle class has, the 50K earners. You got, mortgage, car notes, you got student loans. I mean, it mutes the point that you make so much money. I got another I got another family member, man, that he makes over $125,000. But he got to borrow. I'll tell you who he's got to borrow the money from. That it's the no debt plus makes over $50,000. He makes over $125,000, but he's in debt. But he's got to borrow from another family member that has $50,000 a year in earnings, but no debt. So it's like, man, I mean, that just shows right there. It's not about how much you make if you don't have nothing left over after you spend it. That's basically the whole kitten and caboodle right there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, I mean, pretty much. Big dummy. But I wouldn't tell him that. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, it is what it is.
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
So, like I say, you got people that are in debt and they make six figures. They wouldn't tell you that, but there's people that are in debt to their eyeballs, and they make probably three times as much as you make, twice as much as you make, but you wouldn't know unless they told you. So this is the last of the in debt people. We're gonna go into the no debt, and this is going towards the whole classism thing, right? Because you know, you could pretty much, I, I remember the videos back in the '90s. The guy he got a job at I think Burger King, and it was like something Johnny got a job at Burger King or something like that. And it's like, you know what? It's like people really. I wish a lot of young people would understand this, and this is who I'm really trying to reach. Well, understand is like basically it's okay if you can't afford to pay for college. It's okay if if you don't even want to go to college, if that means that you can avoid 50 to $100,000 in debt. Because see, here's the thing: if you go get a job at a factory or something like that, a warehouse, and you got no debt, and let's just say you 18, 19, let's just say even you 23 years old, 24 years old, and you make, yeah, you just so happen to make a little shy of $25,000, a little bit more. Maybe you make $28,000 a year. Well, you got no credit cards. Don't have any student loans. You don't got an auto loan because take the bus, or you got a little box Chevy, or you got a old 1999 Regal. It's all right, because see, here's the thing. This is the funny thing about it. You're ahead of everybody else in the United States. Literally. This is the lie that people, this is the whole classism, the whole like, you're broke and shit like that. People don't understand what broke is. They don't understand it, because the thing is that you're already in a class that's above everyone else. You wouldn't believe it. It's like unbelievable to a lot of young people. A lot of old people they would argue with me. People don't really come to my channel. They wish I'm one of those channels that people wish I just go away, but I won't. Because basically I'm here to remind you I see all you broke people.
Nigga, did you know that I can see you?
And the thing is that you know you wouldn't think working at a warehouse job in Tupelo, Mississippi, making $28,000 a year with no debt, that you literally are on the rares of the top of the pie in America. But you are. You literally are. Now, I mean, some people, what would be the arguments or the rhetoric that someone would say, right? They would say, "Oh, well, you still don't make a lot of money though. You don't make 50K. You don't make over 100K or whatever. But you got no debt. You have zero debt. That's the thing that people don't understand. They don't understand that. Okay, you might not have the money for the hottest car. You don't have enough to probably even, pay for nothing but a studio apartment. But this is how the rich get rich and the poor, basically stays poor, and the broke stay broke. Is because they're in debt. That's why. That's why you don't have any debt. It's almost like the four types of men. The man that's basically poor and has no knowledge, and then the man that has riches but no knowledge, the man that has uh, knowledge but no riches, and then the man that has riches and knowledge. Well, you've already shot up to a whole stratosphere. You're not nowhere near all these other broke people. You're pretty much ahead of even someone that makes $125,000 a year and has a lot of debt or debt whatsoever, you are already ahead of them. But society is, all of these women are telling you, and this is for, like I say, the young guys, even young women. Society is telling you you're a broke vagabond, you're a food stamp card away from whatever. Um, they're telling you these things so you can, because see, it's all about the Joneses, right? Keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with everybody else, right? They want you, just look at it like it's a bunch of people at the party trying to get you to smoke crack. That's what this shit is. It's like it's a bunch of people at the house party. They trying to get you to smoke crack. You don't have no debt. You only make what you make. You work at a warehouse or whatever somewhere in the United States, probably Midwest, the South, whatever. You thinking that you really got it bad because you don't really make that much. Probably even might need not even have your own apartment or whatever. Probably live with your girlfriend, live with your mom, whatever. But you are thinking, because of the peer pressure, everybody's trying to hand you this crack pipe and this crack, which is all to get you a Hellcat, dude. Your friends got Hellcats and Chargers and all other hot cars in America. Get this debt obligation, this new fresh debt obligation on four wheels. Man, me and the homies, man, we rented a condo, man, or no, we got a condo, man, by the beach. Get this new condo. Uh, uh, Man, why don't you come? Why don't you come to state with me, man? Go come to this university. Sign up. You get financial aid, but they don't tell you financial aid don't cover everything. You gonna get financial aid. Part of that package is student loans. Everybody trying to hand you this crack pipe, and that crack pipe is peer pressure of basically getting new debt obligations. Women are looking at you because you got you on a bus stop with your warehouse uniform. They think you broke. They dumb because they're broke too, and they think the person that got money is a person with a freaking debt obligation on four wheels, whatever car it is. It could be the Hellcat today, it could be the Mustang tomorrow, the Camaro next year, whatever. They looking at that as, okay, this person got money. Whatever little clothes they got on, you got on, that you go swipe a credit card, $10,000 limit, $15,000 limit, that is the status symbol that you need to have for you to not be broke. Most people have, nice clothes. They have a decent car, and they still broke. And that peer pressure is so strong for, pretty much people to fall into. It's like people don't think of anything else. That's why everybody else is in debt. A lot of it is because of peer pressure. It literally is, and it's based off of basically tricking. It's basically based off of a lot of it is off of because guys ain't really trying to impress other guys. It's guys are trying to impress women. It's literally it's like sexual psychology tricking you into getting into debt. I mean, it's really crazy. But if you could stay away from that peer pressure, that crack pipe of you trying to get some more, they're trying to give you the pipe the crack pipe to with some crack in it, so you can get hooked on this debt. You know, get hooked on this new credit card, this new student loan, this these new loan products. They actually call loans products.
Message.
I mean, I can't make this up. They literally call loans are products. I mean, I can't make that up. Like literally, like see. all of this shit is like really, to be honest, it's the rich versus the poor. You got to choose a side. If you like you literally like I will not. If I mean literally like I'm not gonna teach my children to be poor. Okay, I'm teaching them that rich man game. I'm giving them that knowledge. This shit is rigged. I mean, I'm gonna give them a little time before I bust their bubble, but they bubble is about to be busted. I'm not. I'm gonna tell them about loans. I mean, before they start even, what I'm saying, really using the easy bake oven real good. I'm telling them loans is the devil. I mean, they already did. I mean, their mom is telling them that, meat is, got doo-doo on it. They don't want to eat no red meat. So I ain't got no shame in that. But I'm gonna tell them, probably tell them this weekend, debt is the devil. Loans is the devil. Stay away from it, like the plague. You know what I'm saying? Because basically, it's really like not gonna get any better. This whole the rich is getting richer ain't gonna change. I mean, especially if you keep making them re-rich. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit ain't gonna change, dude.
What is this? Huh? This is whack! I can't get jiggy with this shit!
So moving along. I mean, I wish if my job said, you know what, or let's just say if I was given an option before I move along, because people just need to understand how valuable this is. Like when I was younger, I ain't had nobody tell me like, this is actually valuable to be in this situation. Like you instantly think about the low wages, but the no debt is better than than anything. It's like worth its weight in gold. I mean, you actually have a net worth. I don't care if you have a dollar. Your dollar is actually you have a plus net worth. Most people, that's what I'm trying to tell you, in America have a negative net worth. It just, it boggles the mind how people's psyche is just so messed up. Everybody is taking a hit of the crack pipe. Some people are currently on the crack pipe, and that crack pipe is financial debt, accepting it, making it normal, thinking that it's okay and even cool. I mean, just these are products. Come look at our fine loan products. I mean, it shit is crazy. This shit is unfreaking believable. I mean, but they always talk about woke people. I definitely can see this shit.
Nigga, did you know that I can see you?
So, yeah, I just can't get past that. I don't want you guys, you young people, because a lot of times people, when you young, you're not making that much. I just don't want you to diminish the fact that you're not in debt, though. Or even if you got $5,000 you got to pay for, you got some old parking tickets or something, pay that off with proudness. Because I would, like I said, I didn't mention it, but I would trade my, 50 plus $1,000 job today if they say, okay, well, we're just gonna take your student loans off. It doesn't matter if you want to quit your job. I would literally, even if they told me, like, I know it's some guys that they was like offering people, they would go up to people and offer them, what would it take for you to quit your job? This dude, I think he was a manager at McDonald's. He said, I 30 racks, nothing short, nothing less. And dude literally gave 30,000. He just said, hey, I quit. I mean, like, if somebody came, I need about 60 racks, $60,000. Bye. I'm gone. Here, I'm leaving my key card at the gate. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here, Joe. Because see, the thing is that it's more valuable to not be in debt. than whatever you making. You can make what you can make more money, but the debt is the problem. So anyway, man, moving along, this is a and like I say, the people that are in no debt that make 25K or more, they is by I would say 7.2%. Okay. It starts to cut off at this point. This is like cut off time, right? So you got people that have 50K plus earnings, but they have no debt. I would say these are my estimations, okay? About 5.2%. Okay. People that make, anywhere between 50 plus to even above 25%, $25,000 a year, but they don't have any debt. Like they actually have middle class income, but they don't have any middle class debt. One of the reasons why I think this is so rare, and even just all of the people that are not in debt is because it's so rare. To a certain degree, the people that have no debt, they actually position themselves to not be in debt or pay their debt off. Most people are not aware about how to get out of the debt, bubble, how to not be in debt. They're not taught about debt being, terrible. It's actually even in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? The borrower is slave to the lender, what Dave Ramsey constantly says, that actually is in the Bible. He's not just quoting that from what he's saying, and a lot of religious books, I'm sure they talk about debt. And the thing is that you would have to be conscious to a certain extent to be like not in debt. You'd have to take the level of sacrifice needed to not be in debt. It's very difficult to not be in debt in America. Like I say, I do think it's sort of rigged. Once you look at the financial inequities, as far as the wealthy versus the rich, the middle class, and all of those other videos I've done last year and the year prior, they're there. I've already broke down statistically where people are as far as their actual wealth. And I mean, basically, you'd be hard pressed to even get there anywhere close to that. And the thing is that, like I say, the reason why that is it a lot of it is I do think it is rigged to a certain degree because a lot of times it's about who's in your network. A lot of times, if you have five friends, like I know you probably heard this, if you got five friends and they all broke, you the sixth person, and it's just like that. Like a lot of times, um, rich people don't want to have new friends, or they kind of might even be friends averse because they take on a new friend. Especially, why would somebody rich have a broke friend? Like, I mean, obviously they're gonna have to like help them out. I mean, what's a friend, right? I mean, you're gonna have to get your friend some money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and then if he don't pay you back, he ain't your friend no more, obviously. So it's like, yeah, I mean, people they would, they don't really network with people that have money. That's one thing. And then two, a lot of people, it's hard to get in people's networks that are millionaires. I mean, try being a friend to a millionaire. He ain't gonna just one or she gonna just let you in a circle like that. And then especially if you don't have anything to offer financially, you be hard pressed. And then once you even get in there, like I say, you ain't got no money. You're gonna need to get some money to even be able to hang. You can't hang, and it's not because you're not gang. It's because you're broke. You can't hang with the lifestyle because it's just a lifestyle that you just can't afford. And sometimes I would imagine that some people they do help their broke friends out or a broke friend that they have, but you're gonna feel indebted to this person. Now you already in debt, and this person is you got to pay this person back. True story. Jamie Foxx used to give his friends that he knew before he got rich about $5,000 to $10,000, some $15,000, and he would give them the money, but the condition was they have to pay him back. True story. A lot of his friends or so-called friends, that's how he got rid of them. He just paid them off, and then they basically left him alone because they couldn't pay him back. I mean, as dumb as that is, like I would have tried my best to pay him back because you was gonna get more. I mean, it's like, dude, this dude ended up becoming, really, really a big superstar, and then you start messing with him because you couldn't pay $5,000 back. But anyway, I mean, that's a good way to deal with that too. I mean, what's $5,000 like if you got $10 million, $50 million? Yeah, okay, yeah, I do know you. Yeah, here you go. Then, here you go, whatever. All right, but I still need that back because, I need my money back. And then, basically they gone. They just get rid of themselves because they don't want to pay you back. That's a real good way to deal with that. But like I say, it's people that are not going to be in this category. Like I say, is because it just is what it is. They not they that you would have to be conscious to a certain degree to get out of debt. One, to avoid debt. Two, and then stay out of debt. Three. It's like three levels. And a lot of people, to get out of debt, it's like losing weight. It's like being morbidly obese and you trying to lose weight. It's real easy to get the weight. All you got to do is eat, sleep, drink, whatever. Don't do no exercise. But man, when you lose that weight, boy, ooh wee, it's hardcore, boy. You gonna fire your personal trainer, fire your nutritionist, you gonna fire your gym membership, everything fired because you won't want to deal with that burn and losing that weight. You don't want to fast because it's really, really difficult, right? It's the same way of getting out of debt and avoiding debt. I mean, like I say, you have to be conscious to a certain level to avoid debt. I got a family member that's in this category. He's literally in this category. And he don't make that much. He don't make no six figures. He never made six figures in his life. Okay, but I got another family member that has made six figures consistently, and I'm talking about I ain't talking about 100,000. I'm talking like 2, 3, 400,000. And I mean, they basically had to borrow money from the other family member that makes 50,000, but he ain't got no debt, so he actually has real money. You ain't got no real money if you in debt. That's another thing that people don't really understand. They don't understand assets versus liabilities. You got liabilities, you really don't have any money. You really don't. It really doesn't. It's like the liabilities cancel out whatever money you do have. But that's business talk. People don't really understand it. It's just it's really, man, I'm telling you, it's kind of like it's rigged to us. It's a rigged system to a certain extent because a lot of schools, especially like if you grew up in a poor neighborhood, they're not teaching you this in school. They don't want to teach you anything about personal finance because they want you to be in debt. They want future debtors so they can feed this shit to make it where they ain't got to deal with your poor ass. Their kids ain't got to deal with your poor ass kids. So it will keep you in your place. It's like I know people that they'll keep poor. like literally, so they can get Social Security, they can get to keep their welfare benefits, so Section 8 benefits. And the reason they do that is because they want that consistency of having that the housing voucher, the welfare, and they're not seeing the whole bigger picture nor care that I'm literally boxing myself in. I'm boxing myself into society. These people are like like Nas said, you will never keep me boxed in, right? You literally let yourself be boxed in by this little $800, whatever, $1,200 voucher they give you for a house, whatever they give you for, welfare, whatever, link cards, snap cards, food assistance, whatever, right? That little $500 they give you, whatever they give you. You keep it poor, boxed in to basically not compete. So you ain't gotta live nowhere around these rich kids, nowhere around nobody else kids but other poor ass people. And it's literally they ain't gotta deal with you. They'll rather pay you that little money. Everybody chip in 10 cents on their taxes to keep you in that box so they ain't gotta deal with you or your badass kids or whatever. They literally would do that. They would happily do that. It's like it is what it is. So yeah, I mean, it's really, really difficult. A lot of times I watch my own videos because I mean, just to kind of get a chunk of a reminder of what I said before to just really ingrain in myself. I mean, it's not that I'm a narcissist. I just literally I be dropping bombs. I be impressed by myself sometimes. I know I'm not the only one. Uh, and especially a lot of people ain't really talking like I'm talking. They ain't mentioning things that I'm talking about. This should be like, man, I shouldn't be the only person. Like it's a few people talking about debt and stuff like that and the lack of wealth. And it's like, man, it should be way more people, but it ain't. It's like it's just crazy. I mean, I just can't even explain it, but it is what it is. So, yeah, this is really where you get to enjoy your 125K. This is the true high value man or woman or whatever. Let's just say high value man. Ain't got no debt and makes over $125,000 a year. Okay. Or even let's just even put $75,000 a year on up to 125,000 plus. This is where you get to really, really get off. This is where the meat and potatoes, this is some, true stuff. Okay, we got some ramble in the chat box. Don't blame them rich folks. They got people selling their souls left and right. Facts. Okay, facts. People aren't patient. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That definitely deserves a bomb drop right there. Yes, indeed. This go. I mean, I said earlier why people are in debt, right? Or why why is such a small percentage of people that are not in debt across these earnings. I said people would have to be conscious of being avoiding debt, getting out of debt. 3, basically not getting in debt, right? Like, I mean, you gotta first, if you are already in debt, you gotta get out of it. You gotta avoid getting out of debt. I mean, avoid debt as well, and you gotta stay, you gotta constantly stay that course. Well, to get out of debt, you gotta definitely have patience. And even to avoid debt, you need patience because basically, yeah, it's not, I'm not saying you shouldn't have a nice car or whatever you want. You might have to save like 2 years to get you something that you want. You might have okay, whatever you want, right? It might take you 3, 4 years. You might want a boat, right? And you can go in, you got the credit to go get, a cruise liner or whatever boat you want. You go right out and get it and have it ready for spring. But that that's debt involved and interest and all of that. If you save 4 years, 5 years, you got the money in full, you could just pay it. He says, it's funny, my wife thought I was moving immature because I had no debts. Then we pay her student loans off. Now she immature as fuck. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that, that's a chess move. That's pretty much, something that I don't know. She should be appreciative that you paid it off, not acting like no child, I mean, what I'm saying? She should be calling you daddy, you know. But the thing is that yeah, it's part of that is also patience. I mean, you know that you need to save more money. You need to uh, wait a little bit longer, and then you could pay for it in cash if you don't have that much savings. Um, it is part of that mix. I mean, patience is key, but like I say, this is where the true high value man is. This is a true high value man, no debt, and they make $100,000+ a year. Or they the Henrys, the 75K dudes, high earner, not rich yet guys. That's where, but you have no debt. This is where you get to really, really enjoy your money because you got, like I said, you making $8,000 a month and you ain't got no debt. Got no mortgage, you got no student loans, you got no credit. All your credit cards are zero balance if you have credit cards. You got no other loans. You got nobody calling you talk about you owe them anything because you already know it's a scam. That's why a lot of scammers they target old people because old people are senile. They don't know what they owe. So they target old people because they're dumb because they don't know about the internet and all this other stuff. They're lonely, and then there's a lot of them is senile. They forgot. They forget that they might have forgot that they paid a bill 10 years ago, and then they get scammed or whatever. So I mean, yeah, you ain't your phone calls are scam, all mostly scam likelies, because you don't owe anybody. I mean, and the thing is that you can almost live you can live almost like a millionaire because thing is if you make $8,000 plus a month, after taxes, let's just say six grand, you can literally fly. That's not even eight. Yeah, you can literally fly somewhere, anywhere in the world every month, easy. To be honest, every 2 weeks. To be honest, every time you get paid, you can literally go fly somewhere. Like you can like really, really just like if you really wanted to, like most people get paid every 2 weeks. Puerto Rico next 2 weeks, Barbados, 2 weeks, 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 2 weeks I'll just go to Australia for this weekend. I mean, you could literally do that and justify it because, and it won't cost you that much because you can afford it. And then a lot of millionaires can't even afford that because you got millionaires that are in debt. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I put plus is because that's how much the earnings are. Plus means to pretty much as high as it possibly can go. So I mean uh yeah, good kudos for you. Well, I mean, I'm not talking about business debt. This is all personal finance related. You know, um, this is not business talk. I mean, this is just basically your personal economics, your personal income, your personal debt. Like if you got business debt, which most people can't probably get because they got a bad credit score and they're in debt, so they can't get any business debt. And then if they got it, if they can't handle their personal debt, how can they manage their business debt? I mean, it's like you got all of this PPP stuff. People actually are going to prison because they got these PPP loans, and they got basically, I don't know. I don't know what people's consciousness, man, were when they were doing this. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've been I'm ex-military. I know the reaches that the federal government can go. I've seen it. I've like literally seen stuff that I can't unsee. I mean, like they not about to let you get like even the tax code, like even people that behind on their taxes, man, they not just about to let up on you. You They literally have your entire life like on your social security card, your social security number. And you literally just put all of this fraudulent information onto this application. They know everything about you. And you literally like you thought, I mean, you had to just weigh your freedom with the cost of whatever they were going to give you. Like, okay, like, I mean, all right, I got 2 million. They give me 2 years. Well, that's $1 million a year. I mean, unless you was thinking like that, like okay, like a true criminal, they weigh the cost, the risk versus the reward. If you was looking like that, okay, I understand. But if you thought that they was gonna get past, like you was not gonna do no time, you was gonna get past that, like you are a big one, because the thing is that they got all the time in the world. They got everything just hook, line, and sinker. I mean, in this town where not too far from my hometown, it's called Markham, Illinois. If you look up Markham, Illinois, one thing about this town, which is a poor, I ain't gonna say poor town, but it's like a lower middle class town. Well, you could just say working class type of town. They had all of these businesses that were literally reporting to be businesses and filing for PPP loans. The Markham, Illinois Chamber of Business Commerce was like, "Wow, okay, wonder where all of these businesses are because they're not registered with us." And then the city of Markham is like, "Well, if they are registered businesses, we need to file, some type of business license to operate a business." I mean, we're missing out. I mean, it was like reported normal businesses in Markham, like 200. Well, according to the PPP loans, it was like over like 2,000 businesses that had supported some type of business that they reported that they were operating in Markham. Well, uh, the city of Markham, like, hey, well, we need y'all to come in and get y'all business license because, yeah, if y'all got a business, we would love to give you this registration for that business. And I mean, you had like, some guy, he was a sergeant at the Markham Police Department. They literally the news reporters going to his house, knocking on his door, asking him what business he got. I mean, it's like, dude. I mean, it's just like, man, and these the same people. This is the tripped out thing. It all goes back to the peer pressure stuff. These are the same people that look down on you because you walking, because your car broke down and you trying to save your money to get another car. They look down on you walking while they driving past in a brand new car, but they commit fraud. Yeah, I mean, and selling it for cheap because I'm gonna tell you, like I was a private. I used to work security, and I was trying to mostly everything I do. I try to think on the highest level. I mean, not all the time, but I was actually trying to be a private investigator in the state of Illinois. And when I found out that once you even get to that level, you become a state. You be literally property of the state at that point. So in order to keep that license, you have to take any state contracts that if they basically if they want you to basically take any state work that needs to be done. Well, this one guy, he was a state, he had a private investigator's license. He actually had to go undercover in the Illinois state prisons. Okay, he went undercover for a few years, I believe. I think like about 2 years or something like that. He actually got a little over $2 million, as far as compensation, and he had to do that role. He had to do that job or whatever for the state. And he got wardens fired and prosecuted. He got, correctional officers, all kind of state of Illinois prison workers, indicted and stuff like that. And the thing is that that's what he charged. He charged, or well, that's what the contract paid for that role, and it was like $1 million a year to be undercover in the state prison. And it's like some of these people, they definitely not getting no $1 million. Like some of the high profile people got like millions. Some of these people just got like 50,000, and they might have to do, a year or two for 50 grand. You trust them to leave. Like, I mean, it's no joke, and it's real convenient. Now, here's the deal. Like, I get it. I understand, and I ain't no person that is above reproach when it comes to breaking the law. I mean, I've definitely broken the law. I talked about it on my channel, how I broke the law or whatever. But the thing is that you best believe being in debt, basically the cousin to debt. Okay, let's just say it's three cousins and they all related. Debt, unemployment, and crime, they're all related. What, like, unemployment and debt is like the cousin to crime. It's the big cousin is crime, and the little cousin is unemployment and debt. A lot of I didn't really mention the fact that a lot of the reasons why people do commit crimes and stuff like that is because, yeah, the fact that they're unemployed and also, debt. I mean, believe it or not, it's been many cases where people robbed the bank because they were in debt, literally. Like, I mean, yeah, it's really like, I'm not going to say it's rigged all 100%, but it's like literally like, I mean, that's the motivation for a lot of these crimes is based off of lack of economics, and then just not having the patience to actually work things out and stuff like that until go to prison, and then you forced to work it out, and then you break down how much you would have made when you were in prison or whatever jail versus what the crime you committed. I mean, you literally giving your soul away in the case of what you're saying, for literally, if you break it down per hour, pennies on the dollar. I mean, it's really tripped out. Um, so yeah, I mean, like I say, once you get into this type of range, when you have $125,000 plus and no debt, you get closer to becoming a millionaire a lot easier as well because you got more leverage and you don't have baggage. Your baggage will be debt. Your leverage will be your financial earnings and gaining income, gaining the money you gain from your income. So you got more money to save. You got hardly any money going out. You get closer to actually becoming extreme. You're more closer to becoming rich than any man in the entire United States when you in this category. You're literally almost there. A few years you become a millionaire within no time. I mean, you could even just I wouldn't say you would be comfortable, but damn near, because you literally would probably be you'd be the leader of America once you achieve this level. Like you'll literally be the elite. This is all like people making it seem like people have called me an elitist or whatever. Like all it takes to be an elite is literally this cat. You could just be right here and you're an elitist. My family, like I said, my family member, he acts like he acts like an elitist snob, and he don't even make $125,000 a year. He just ain't got no debt. He ain't not forced to do stupid shit that a lot of people do. They got to do that are earned debt. And it's like, yeah, I mean, a lot of people have they doing cockamamie ass stupid moves because they got a lot of debt. They forced to do it. Refinancing. Whenever you do refinancing, I mean, unless you taking that money and buying you like two houses with the one house you get, I mean, you doing some like monopoly moves. You taking that money and going to Cabo for a month and then buying your lady and you a new car. All you doing is just hitting the reset button. I mean, it's just like that's how you do it. This shouldn't even call refinance. It's called reset. It's like literally, yeah, it just stupid moves like that, and it's like, at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, this is all it takes to be an elitist in America, ladies and gentlemen. $125,000 income and no debt. Basically, you can hit the ground running. You could, if you could find some way, go to community college for 2 years, become a assistant nurse or something like that, a LPN, with no debt, then pay your way through school, become a nurse, and then you make $125,000 a year with no debt. You'll be an elitist. You're a nurse, just a registered nurse, or You could be a plumber, electrician, a journeyman, welder, work. Uh, let's see what else. A coder, entry level, not even entry level, but a senior developer with like 2 or 3 years of experience, 4 years of experience, an IT manager, and this is all it takes. But you don't have any debt though. This is all it takes. This is the elite class in America. This is all it takes. You don't have to be a millionaire. I mean, once you become, a millionaire and all that, yeah, it's off like a rocket ship. But this is the creme de la creme right here. And I mean, yeah, it's like I don't know, man. I would be hard pressed to not look down at everybody and act like a total snob. I mean, to be honest, with knowing what I know now, even if I had no debt and I just made 20, if I had no debt and I went back to working in the chicken factory for $13 an hour, I would act like somewhat of a snob. I would. I know I would. I mean, because basically I know the game. So yeah, man, we got to do better. We got to do better. Now, I don't like to leave without talking about, how to kind of change some things. But this is what I'm working on. I mean, basically, shameless plug. And then also let me also break down the debts that people have. Now, this is just a percentage of based off of it's actually just something that I just kind of got from aggregate from different websites and research I've done on this. And it's 35%. This is the debt breakdown. 35% is of mortgages, 25% is auto loans, 20% is credit card debt, and also 15% student loans, and 5% other. And here's the thing: a lot of these can be avoided. Okay, I'll just break it down to this. Let's just break it. I'll just drill down in this. Damn near everything. I think all of these could be avoided except the mortgage. Like in a lot of cases, you do need a mortgage. Okay, I mean, you really can avoid the mortgage thing, but here's the deal: is what depths are you willing to go? I'll tell you what depths I'm willing to go. One of the most vacant cities in America, second to Detroit. I mean, actually, it's actually first, and then Detroit the second. I live in Detroit if I had to, be honest. I mean, and just to have that lower cost of living, and basically I don't have to worry about a mortgage. I could, you could buy a house for 10 grand and fix it up, pay it off. Like that's the depths I took to avoid this whole mortgage thing. And it's not because I was actually even trying to avoid it. I literally couldn't get a mortgage. So I was forced to get, use some type of other way to get a house. And the thing is that, yeah, I can give you the mortgage. All this other shit you can avoid. You don't need no fucking auto loan. Especially if you okay, if you can get an auto loan, pay it off. If you can't pay it off in 1 year to 6 months, I mean, you really don't need it. Like, yeah, I got an auto loan. I paid it off in 6 months. It was one of those like buy here, pay here type of deals, but it still was actual bona fide auto loan. I paid it off in less than 6 months. Like, I mean, literally, like if you can't pay it off in a year, don't even get it. Like, I mean, you don't need an auto loan. Like, show me somebody that like I don't know. I don't really have that many friends that I talk to on a daily basis, but most of my friends that I talk to, they don't have no auto loans. Like, I don't know. I don't talk to people hardly that have any auto loans. Like, do you guys? I mean, what do you guys think about this? Like, I mean, tell me whatever. Now, the later, whatever. Can you not avoid auto loan? I mean, like, is there any like who thinks that you cannot? You have to get an auto loan every time you get a car. Like, I mean, I'm trying, or you have to get an auto loan that is like 5 to 6 years, 7 years, like 72 months and 62 months and all that other stuff, 48 months and all that other crap. Like, I mean, I don't know. But here's the deal. I strongly believe auto loans could be avoided. You do not need no freaking auto loan. I mean, a lot of times it kind of goes into a darker and deeper picture is that people don't have no savings. The average American, a lot of times I forget these statistics. The like I think 40%, over 40% of Americans have less than $1,000 saved in their um, savings account for an emergency fund. So you don't even have the like $4 or $5,000 to go buy a car, let alone will pay anything less. So you don't have it. So you just get to make the matters even worse and go out and get a auto loan, which is like literally getting a house. Like I mean, literally, like if I go out and get a brand new car, let's just say it's $35,000, right? My house ain't even $35,000. I mean, well, after I fix it up and everything, that's what I'd have paid for it. But why would I do that? That would be dumb. I mean, that would be retarded. But I know people don't look at things like I do. I mean, people don't have the neurological fortitude that I have. But the thing is that this shit can be easily avoided. The auto loan thing, I mean, huh? What? Don't, I mean, like, here's the thing with this. Like, I would say a rule of thumb is you shouldn't have an auto loan that is no more than, I would say, 25% of your home's value, house value. That's your like if you got an auto loan, that's what you should be shooting for. As my bona fide like edict, if you wanted to get an auto loan, no more than 25% of your house value. So like I'm talking about the actual house that you live in, like the value of it. If you put it on the market today, like shoot, if I man, my house ain't even done, so I might be able to sell it for about 25,000, maybe. I mean, I don't know. So what can I really afford? What five? Like I say, a $5,000 car. And that was about what I paid for my van, which was totally way more than I should have been paying for that old ass, you know, car. But the thing is that yeah, I mean, if you just so happen to get a freaking auto loan, like I strongly would suggest, and I'm not talking about the house's value. I'm talking like if you got a mortgage, this doesn't include you. I ain't talking about you. Like you don't own nothing. That's the bank's house. It ain't your house. Like I mean, me, I still owe about a couple grand on my house, but the thing is that I'm not talking about like you owe $300,000 on your house or 70 to 80, $90,000 on your house. I'm not talking about you. You don't own any house. See, that's the thing. See, this This is the shit that they keep telling. Like, this is the peer pressure shit. People go say, oh, I bought a house. You bought a loan product. That's what you bought. Your house is a loan product. You bought one of the bank's products. You bought some crack and they sold it to you and you smoked it. You don't own no freaking house. You don't have no deed and no title. You do not own no house. The bank has that deed and title. You don't own it. You renting it from the freaking mortgage company until you pay it off. And the more you just make that monthly payment, you make that monthly payment for that 30-year mortgage and, do the whole work a job 40 years and 30 years and pay off the mortgage and all this stuff I stated earlier, you're going to be paying almost 3 times the value of what you got the mortgage out for that house. See, this is the type of shit that, like I say, rich people, if they in their right mind, they not teaching their kids this. And I'm damn sure not teaching my children this. I'm not teaching them like, oh, I have home value. You ain't got no home, nothing. You don't have, you got a mortgage. That's what you have, a loan product. You don't have no house. So what can you afford as far as a car? Not much, if not nothing. If you was basing this off of my advice, you might get a hoopty. You might have to get a 1995 Pontiac Grand Prix and be happy that you have it. I'm literally serious. I'm not even joking. But the thing is that, like, people want to keep selling you this crack and you still smoking it, thinking that basically I have a house and it's owned by me. I got a brand new car and I'm blessed and highly favored. And you just beam them up, Scotty. Just keep beaming up. Smoke away.
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, no, to the no, no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, 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 no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, no, no.
So yeah, like I say, and if you have an apartment or whatever, live with others, the financial gurus, the successful financial gurus that millionaires, the Susie Ormans, the Robert Kiyosaki's, and so forth, $5,000, man. That's all you get, buddy. That's all you get. That's all you get, man. If you're in debt, I mean, it's like literally, I can't tell you even more. I mean, the thing is that you've been smoking this pipe and you're high and you don't already fed into the peer pressure. You believe that, this lifestyle, you're blessed and highly favored, and you're on the pipe. And you listen to somebody on YouTube that's telling you you've been high. Somebody have given you a crack pipe when you're about 18 years old, and you start smoking crack. And you start believing that you get a car and impress women and impress the homies, and you get all of these, things in order, and you get a mortgage, and then you work 40 years and you retire and pay a 30-year mortgage. You've been sold a big jumbo rock. You've been sold a big 8-ball, and you've been smoking it. And you watch your parents smoke this 8-ball, and you just, pretty much you're high. You've been getting contact from your parents telling you this is acceptable from all your friends. And I'm here to wake your ass up. I mean, I just can't tell you anything else. I mean, if I told you anything else, I'll be lying to you.
Message.
So yeah, I mean, auto loans are pretty much avoidable. Like I don't care. You know what? Argue with somebody else. Now, credit cards are also avoidable. It's very, very much avoidable. I know hotels don't take no credit cards. Uh, rental cars don't take no credit cards, or whatever don't take no credit cards. Okay, go fuck yourself. How about that? I mean, you could actually say that. Oh, you don't take any credit cards? Oh, go fuck yourself. I mean, and walk out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you happen to need to use a credit card, right? I mean, yeah, you can get a credit card. I mean, keep it with zero balance, right? But you know, a lot of people have credit card debt. That's why a lot of actually they have more people that have credit card debt than student loans, but they've been using it like it's a debit card. $10,000, $50,000 limits, $20,000 limits, 10,000, 15, 30, 40. I mean, and then the debt comes with that. Credit cards are pretty much avoidable. I mean, like I say, if you got one or two zero balance on them, you know, I mean, boom, okay, there you go. You want to use a credit card for the occasional times that you actually need to use a credit card. You want to get that 4-star, 3-star hotel experience. You want to rent a car that actually, I don't think many rental car companies force you to use a credit card. I doubt it. I think some hotels, because I've dealt with hotels quite a bit. Some hotels, some of the nicer ones, they want you to use a whole credit card. I think if you don't use a credit card, they still give you the option to I don't know, put it out a deposit or something like that. I don't know, but it's pretty much avoidable. I ain't even got to go in a long spiel about that. Credit cards are pretty much avoidable. And this is the one that's gonna hurt the educators. I'm sorry, poopy pie. Student loans are pretty much avoidable. Ask me how I know. Okay, I really pretty much didn't have. I had student loans. It was pretty much manageable. I had probably like 2 grand, maybe 3 grand of student loans, and then I started gambling. Yeah, I really didn't. I have to do some more broke stories, but yeah, I started gambling, right? And I start, flunking out of college, right? Well, upon flunking out of college, to keep up with the pressure, the peer pressure of smoking, being all around the crackheads and smoking rocks, financially, I wanted to finish college. So I came up with the bright idea. Let me go to, I'll just chop this up and go and put it in broke stories, one of my broke stories. So yeah, I came up with the idea. Let me go to online university. And they set me up with a 30 something $1,000 loan with all of the interest that culminated with that. And that's where most of my debt came from. And yeah, it was pretty much avoidable. If I knew somebody like myself back then and, grabbed me by the horns, I wouldn't have done this stupid shit. It is pretty much avoidable because I wasn't even no college person like that. I didn't have to go to Boston College. I didn't need to go to UMass. I didn't have to go to MIT. I didn't have to go to Harvard. I didn't need to go to Yale, Princeton, Rutgers, none of that. Had no care in the world of going to any of those colleges where you actually needed a student loan it was kind of certain schools is kind of unavoidable to get a student loan. You have to get it, right? Because you don't have the money to pay for it. And you don't have the scholarships. So the thing is that my desires was just fine to go to any, college and university that ain't even nowhere top tier. And yeah, I mean, basically, it was pretty much avoidable for the most part for me. Now, I know some people have high hopes and high preferences, but I just have to say, for the most part, it's avoidable. I mean, if you have to go some university or school, that's on you, buddy. I mean, that's on you. If you think if that's what you want to live, that's how you want to get down, I'm not gonna stop you, But you know damn well, as soon as you get out of that damn motherfucking college, get out of that first time you get your degree, if you even get your degree. I didn't finish college. I don't have a degree. That's another one. If you're able to finish college and get that degree, whether you finish or not, you got to pay that high ass balance back of that student loan. And when you do go to those top tier schools, the loan balances are traditionally higher, plus interest. And it's like, yeah, it becomes an anvil on your freaking, tied to your ankle that you're going to have to pay back. It's no way that you can't file bankruptcy. You can't write it off. You can't delete it. You got all these credit repair companies, all this talking about they could delete a credit repair student loan. Okay, try deleting the federal government. Good luck. But the thing is that, yeah, for the most part, it is avoidable. It is pretty much avoidable in most cases. For most people, it's I would say it's avoidable. I mean, it's up to you if you think that or not. I'm not. This is a thing that I'll just say. I'll leave it up to philosophy. I mean, however you feel you want to fit in society, whatever. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's avoidable. And the other bullshit loans are avoidable as well. Whether it be personal loans, lines of credit, all the other bull crap that they give you to get you become a debtor, in society, it's avoidable. Title loans, payday loans. I just recently found out the state of Illinois banned title loans. They don't have any more title loans. It's hilarious. I just thought that was hilarious when I heard that the state of Illinois does not no longer have title loans. So I don't know if that means the same thing when it comes to payday loans, but they definitely cancel title loans. So yeah, all that shit is avoidable. The only thing with the whole mortgage, I did mention, with the rule of thumb for mortgages to avoid being house poor is I call it the 1.5 rule. Okay. And with mortgages, basically, it's your income, your current income, and plus half. So if you make $50,000, you can afford a house to $75,000. I know if you live in places where cost of living is high, hey, it is what it is. Pennsylvania loves you. Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, they're calling you. You can get a house, depending on where, it's move-in ready for about $75,000. Now here's the deal, and this comes into how good of a negotiator you are. If you do follow the 1.5 rule, you'll pretty much avoid being house poor, and this all is conditional upon you, obviously having a job. You can actually submit offers because you don't know if an offer will be accepted or not. You could submit an offer for a house that's listed for 100 up to probably, I don't know, $125,000. You know, now here's where the 1.5 is getting, it's going to be hard, right? It's a hard sell because yeah, the prices of houses are currently astronomically high, and it's not, you know, toning down anytime soon. But here's the deal: this will work really good in a buyer's market. Right now, there's a seller's market because basically there's more demand and it's not that much inventory for housing. So this rule might be difficult, but it's still a rule to avoid, you know, painless foreclosures and not being able to pay your mortgage and all that stuff, and paying actually more than 50% of your income towards your housing costs with mortgages and, you know, all of the things when it comes to upkeep and, you know, utilities and all of that. So it's a good rule to follow. But the thing is, like I said, I have to admit, with the current climate, it is definitely a lot of places is still a seller's market. So it will be kind of like, okay, the whole, you know, submit an offer for a house that's, you know, you're trying to get in the range of like $75,000, $80,000, right? You know, and the house is listed for $100,000. They probably not going to take your offer for you know, 75 because it's a seller's market. You know, some markets like North Carolina, people are overbidding for what the house is even listed for because it's so much of a housing shortage. It's literally a housing crisis in places like Raleigh, North Carolina. You know, so yeah, this will be a hard sell, right? In this type of climate, but you know, you never know. I mean, you could always try. But like I say, this is a way you can avoid being house poor. You know, I mean, so because the thing is that this is one of the rules that I created because I was listening to someone that was actually, you know, his friend was a billionaire. He knew a lot of billionaires. He was literally a yacht. He was part of a yacht crew. He was one of his friends were the owner of Oracle, and basically he was saying that you get a house that you could afford, so much so that if they offer you the 30-year mortgage, you definitely could pay it off in 10. And if you push come to shove, you can collect cans and pay it because you know, you can pretty much afford it. You know, this is what came to mind, you know. So yeah, I mean, you know, take it or leave it, you know. So that's just my rule of thumb on that. So anyway, you know, I close this one on now. This is definitely hear the playback on this one as well. And yeah.
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
But you gotta have strength to be able to talk like that. And strength ain't knowledge without no bankroll. Well, you say it again. Strength with knowledge is one way, but if you don't have their God, aka their bankroll, they won't listen.
You think one of the things going on?
Oh, he's talking again. See, now they gotta say that and say, Mr. Hopkins is talking again.
Yeah, no, I don't.